Well, let's get these motherfucking snakes off my
We're
motherfucking
not
plane.
picking snakes on the plane first.
Wrong answer.
Certified Bad Takes, the show where we draft movies, games, and say things that are usually getting us roasted. Today, we're diving into a snake draft of horror movies, and it's going to be messy in just the right way. We got Ben, we got Karsten, we got Erik, and we got myself, Axel. The 4 categories that we're going to be doing today is classics, which will be any horror movie that has or will leave a real mark on the genre. Slashers, if someone's using a weapon and bodies are dropping, it counts. Zombies, dead and back to life counts. And then for the last category, we're doing Wildcard. That just means any movie you want from any category as long as it is horror. All right, so we are going to be spinning the wheel of names to see who will be drafting first, second, third, and fourth. Since this is a snake draft, the person in fourth will draft first on a second round again. Everybody get it? Everybody good? All right. The first name that we are going to get is wheel spinning. It is going to be Karsten.
Hey, I'm always first, baby. Undefeated.
Karsten is in first. The person picking in second will be... It's going to be me. Me in second.
Come on, Ben in third. We got to put Erik back in last.
I was gonna say,
Oh,
back to
man.
Erik in fourth all the time.
And for pick number 3, it is going to be... Holy shit. It's Erik.
Oh,
Which is the
man.
worst
I'd
spot
rather-
to draft.
Yeah, I know, it's terrible. I'd rather be fourth.
And then
I'd help you
y'all
out,
are
buddy.
never going to believe it for pick number 4.
Carl
It's Karsten again.
Hey, baby, I'm 2 places. I'm in 2 places at once.
That wheel
It's-
loves Karsten.
So number 4 is Ben. I am ready to go. Pick number 1, KD. What are you starting with?
I'm absolutely man, let's see. Classics. We're going classics. This is tough because I'm trying to think of like what horror movie am I gonna take. I'm gonna go with the big dog up first. I'm gonna take The Exorcist.
You sure are.
I mean, it's too like I got to.
Not
Yeah.
sure I
What?
would have gone with that being the big dog, but it is definitely a very good
I
pick.
don't know.
Definitely.
That might be the most influential movie of all time in the horror genre.
Yeah.
It's that or Psycho. All right, so The Exorcist as classic. It's a good choice. Okay, pick number 2. Axel is going to take. Oh man, I'm also going to go classic. And I'm gonna go with the greatest alien story of all time. I'm gonna pick Alien.
Yeah. Well, there goes my
That's
pick.
just absurd. The greatest alien movie of all time. You know the killer clowns came from outer space. They're aliens.
Yeah, Alien at pick number 2. All right, pick number 3, Erik.
Well, let's keep this classics train going. Gonna go with Halloween.
The
For slasher?
original.
Yeah, the original
Are
Halloween.
you putting it for classic or for slasher?
For classic.
You're a monster. I don't have enough slashers to make up for this.
That is a pure classic horror movie.
I'll
that
never.
defines the way it was shot. Just defines.
Fair warning: when I put Halloween
need
up,
it.
I'm putting the Rob Zombie one just to fuck with you.
It's
I'll
not
never
gonna-
It's not a
financially
bad
recover
movie.
from this.
It's just not a good movie.
But it's not the classic.
Yeah, fair.
Not the classic. That is true.
I mean, you could take either the classic or the one that came out. What was that, like 2016? That was just an absolute banger.
The original just hit so hard because it was like its own. It's a new type of like movie style, and
The guy just never
Shooting and
runs and
everything.
always catches them.
yep.
The Shape. I don't even call him Michael Myers. He is the shape,
I
and he will come and beat your ass.
Those
Yep.
are the three I was expecting. I'm expecting one more classic that is like, those are like three of my top four classic. So I hope Ben
Yeah.
pulls it together and brings it home.
I'm not going to, is the thing. So I'm also going to go with classic, and there's a lot of ways that I could have gone with this one. So I've got two things here in mind,
Leave
and
that
I'm gonna
in.
go.
Please pick the right one.
Because I can't use it anywhere else. I'm gonna put Get Out here for the classic.
Wildcard.
Ooh.
There's
You
a
could've
wild
used-
card
there's a
category.
wildcard.
No, I'm holding that for something else.
Okay.
I mean, Get
Smart
Out is
man.
great, but it is not the classic I was hoping you would say.
It
Which
definitely wasn't the classic
It
I
was-
would have thought.
The other one I was gonna go with was Jaws, which is
absolutely horror movie. Yeah, I have no problem.
I've almost talked myself into switching now, but it feels too late.
No, I mean, you can veto your own card, I guess.
I'm vetoing my own thing. I'm putting
As
Jaws
the
now.
official judge, I will allow it.
So
Yeah, no,
you're,
Jaws is.
you're putting good old Bruce on the board?
I'm putting Bruce on the board. It literally terrified multiple generations.
I appreciate it. You left me Get Out. Now I get to put Get Out on my list.
He has another pick right now.
It's true. I
He's
do
not
have another
getting it.
pick.
He's just going to use it in the other pick.
I'm also pretty sure if Ben didn't pick it, one of you two would anyway.
God, I desperately want to pick Babadook though.
I'm still trying to figure out what movie Get Out is.
Eric,
All right.
just so you understand what Get Out is, it is the Don't Trust the White People movie.
It is the
Oh,
Don't Trust the
yeah.
White People movie. That's an accurate
seeing that.
representation of Get Out.
I
You know,
really
that's
want to
fair.
pick. I really want to pick Get Out here, but I also really, really want the Babadook, and I know Get Out's going to get representation on this from one of us anyway. So purely because I know one of you will pick it, I'm going to go with the Babadook to make sure it gets on this list because that is the horror movie that has impacted me the most. It like a lot of horror movies try and jump the shark and they go for some crazy, super crazy supernatural thing, or they just rely on cheap jump scares and whatnot. And the Babadook does not do that. It's just genuinely an unsettling movie that just delivers really well. I love that movie. Yeah. Also, as someone who, for a good portion of my life, dealt with sleep paralysis and like the sleep paralysis demons that like you see, like that's what the Babadook is, right? It's a sleep paralysis demon just in real life, right? It's terrifying. And like seeing that represented on screen and being like, yeah, that's what I saw is truly a different level of horror that most movies have like can't touch.
That's a good pick. That's a really good pick, Ben. We go down to Erik for pick number 6.
Right. I'm gonna go with slasher, and I'm going with Jeepers Creepers.
Oh no, I did not lose the one I wanted. Okay.
There was probably one or two more iconic ones I could have gone with, but personally, I like Jeepers Creepers the most. As far as slashers go, it's one of the few actual like full-on slashers that I truly enjoy.
All right, pick number 7. I need to not talk myself out of it because if I wait one more turn, it's not going to be here. At least I don't think it will. I'm going to pick slasher, and
Scream?
I'm going with Scream.
Yep.
Good choice.
Called
Good
it.
choice. Good choice.
I was very tempted to take it, but I like
Scream
Jeepers
is one of
Creepers
those movies that, first off, Scream made 5 sequels. Each of them are fun.
6 if you
which
count the
is-
remake.
There is no remake.
Did they not?
It's a
I
continuation.
swear.
Every single movie is a continuation of the story.
Yeah.
I thought the new one was a reboot.
Number 4 is called Scream also. It goes Scream 1, Scream 2, Scream 3, Scream 5, Scream 6.
I don't
So
know
there-
what planet I'm on.
So there is a joke in the most. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, so but in the most recent one, they're like, yeah, we're gonna reboot the in movie franchise, telling the story of how people keep getting killed, and that's like the quote unquote reboot part of it. The thing I love about Scream is it was Wes Craven. My mouth hurts so much. Yes, Wes Craven taking the piss out of himself. Like, look, I've been doing this so goddamn long. Here, I'm gonna tell you a movie about how I'm gonna make this movie, and you're gonna love it.
It's the best slasher ever made. There's other great slashers, but to me, it's untouchable. So yeah, Scream at 7. I have a feeling if I didn't pick it, somebody else was going to.
On my list.
So we have Katie at 8.
All right, Wildcard. For those who, some of y'all might know about this movie, but if you haven't seen it, it has one of the greatest lines in cinema.
Ain't no funeral home. It ain't the Terradome neither. Welcome to hell.
Welcome to hell, motherfuckers. Tales from the Hood.
Yep. I was like, I feel like I've heard this.
And I'm talking about the original one. And like all three of them are pretty good, but one is a fucking banger. Saw that movie way too young. And yeah, man. So good. Also terrifying.
I think everybody has that one horror movie that they saw way too young that really paralyzed them. For me, it was Nightmare on Elm Street. No matter what, I fucking was dreaming about that motherfucker killing me. Watching Johnny Depp just get swallowed into a bed was not a thing I was ready for when I was like 8 years old.
Yep.
Yeah, well, my parents were very religious, so finding horror movies young was very difficult. The only reason the only reasons I saw Halloween and Jeepers Creepers when I was really young were, one, my parents were too busy the day that Halloween was on TV and weren't paying attention. Two, they went away and I was able to watch Jeepers Creepers on TV.
I'm gonna sorry.
I was just gonna say, my parents, when I was young, Nightmare Before Christmas came on, and they were like, "This movie is too scary for you," and they turned that off. Like that's the level of.
That movie's scary, man. That movie's scary.
To be fair, as a kid, it is not unscary.
Yeah.
Listen, that movie could not possibly have done anything to me that Courage the Cowardly Dog didn't do already.
That is true. Courage
the turn, the slab.
Fantastic, but also terrifying.
And then for my next pick, and now for my next illusion, I pick number 9.
Pick number 9.
All right, so I've got slasher and zombie flick. I'm gonna go zombie because I think I can still get a good slasher on my last pick.
For sure.
Man, this is tough because Shaun of the Dead is staring me in the face. I'm like, that's really good. But also 1987 Dawn of the Dead is staring me in the face. I'm like, man, George A. Romero.
There are a lot of zombie movies.
I'm one of those heathens that thinks the remake is just more fun.
While I hear you on that, and I enjoy the remake, the story he is telling with them when George is involved is so important that I think that movie's better. And that's why I'm not going Dawn of the Dead. As much as it hurts me, I'm going Night of the Living Dead because it is one of the most important movies ever made.
That's a great pick. If anybody here has not seen that movie, it's not the scariest movie, but it is important to have seen it. I think it's a very important film. Plus, a whole bunch of hicks just get fucked up.
Yeah, it's at its core, Night of the Living Dead is a movie about racism, and it's so damn good. So damn good.
If you didn't pick it, it was going to be picked the very next pick. The moment you said I'm not going to pick Dawn, I knew where you were going. Okay, well, since Night of the Living Dead has been taken, I'm not going to bother with zombies. Because the one I'm going to pick, nobody's touching. This is not a Bloodborne moment. Fucking watch yourself, man.
You blew it.
Just you wait.
Ben's the ultimate thief. He steals all the picks.
Dude,
right
Potter.
at the worst times.
Ben, you know what you must do.
If only I knew. Why is it that every zombie movie always is, and even zombie show is always the end of the world? Why is there never a COVID, right? Zombies are a thing and we got past it and we were like, remember when everyone turned to fucking zombies? That sucked.
Ben, if you are interested in that kind of plot line, I don't know how much you read. I don't know if reading is a thing that you like doing. I know Erik
I do
will
sometimes.
say,
Reading is for suckers.
there it is.
There's
Why would
the
I read
clip.
something when I could have someone tell me what they read?
But World War Z is exactly that. It's a oral history about them going through the apocalypse and then living through it and living with zombies now. Specifically, the book. The book is an oral history about a bunch of people who survived the apocalypse, and now they're living with zombies being a thing.
I was gonna say, Warm Bodies is also kind of like that too, where like they're figuring out. I know it's ridiculous in a comedy and
I don't think
even-
Warm Bodies is bad at all. It's
Yeah,
a perfectly
it-
fine
but-
comedy.
Yeah, it just doesn't. The way that the zombies turn back is ridiculous. Is more of what I was getting at.
Is it love? Is the answer
but-
love?
The answer's love.
The answer's always
But regardless, it takes place after the collapse, and they're trying to sustain and recover, and then they start turning zombies back into living.
Y'all are forgetting one major way of dealing with zombies.
what, a 45 to the head?
A bullet to the brain. So pick 10. It is me. I'm going to make a heart decision, not a brain decision. I'm going with my girl, Anna Paquin, in my favorite anthology horror movie of all time. A movie that I watch every Halloween no matter what for the last 10 years. A movie that's been finally released in theaters last year for the first time. I'm going with Trick or Treat.
Yeah,
Didn't
that's
see
a lot.
that one.
Okay.
Well, what category is it going in? Wildcard?
Yeah, it's going to be Wildcard. If y'all have never seen Trick or Treat, it is
Yeah.
5 separate anthology stories that all connect with each other, and they all happen within the same Halloween night in the same street. It has a monster story, it has a slasher story, it has a killer story. It's just one of those movies that just fucking works, and it's slowly becoming a cult classic. All right, pick number 11. It is Erik.
Oh yeah. So I've got zombies and Wildcard. Yeah, and the one okay. Yeah. So I'll go with zombies. It's more of a comedy horror, but it's one of my favorite zombie movies, and it's Zombieland.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's so good. It's just a good quality movie.
Double tap.
Hey, man, I got Zombie Killer of the Week 3 weeks ago.
Dude, there's so many good scenes in it. Ben, have you ever seen it?
I have. Yeah. No, Zombieland's good.
He's drying his tears with like $100 bills. Shit's funny as hell.
Oh my god, when he shoots Bill Murray.
If I ever find the motherfucker that shot Bill Murray, you don't know what I'm gonna do.
Oh my god, so good. You're right, Zombieland needed to be picked. I'm glad you picked it. All right, pick number 12, Ben. You have slashers and you have zombies left.
And I get to pick back to back. So we're going to close out my picks with these. So we will go for zombies first. We'll go with Shaun of the Dead. Doesn't need much of an explanation.
And you were
It's a good
worried
movie.
about not having a comedy.
I mean, honestly, I thought that one would go earlier than it did.
So, Ben, you picked Shaun of the Dead at 12. You have one
Yep.
more pick at 13.
And all that's left is slasher. And for slasher, Nightmare on Elm Street was there. But the one I'm going to go with is The Shining.
Ooh, do we consider Shining a slasher?
Yeah, I don't know if I do.
He runs around with an axe and with a knife, and like he's literally trying to kill people with a
He kills-
sharp object.
He kills one.
How many people need to die? The whole point of the movie is
We need a body count where everything is stacked up. Like if I can't build a house out the bodies,
Just so it's fair, I'm going to read what we originally said for slashers. Slashers, if someone is using a weapon and bodies are dropping, it counts.
I will read you what I copied from your Discord. Slasher, killer that uses a weapon to kill others.
Others, plural. It's a great film. You are correct. You should have picked that in another category.
I think The Shining is an objectively better movie than Nightmare on Elm Street, but I will concede that I have lost this vote, and I will pick Nightmare on Elm Street.
okay.
And I'm guessing the original, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not right up. She does.
So,
Does smack.
Now we go to pick 14. Eric,
Oh,
what
that's me.
is your final zombie? No, final wild card.
yeah, Wildcard. There's so many options. No, I'm going with it because it's hilarious. My wild card's gonna be Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Shit's so fucking funny. It's so bad and hilarious.
I didn't pick Get Out because I thought it was going to be represented. And then you've all disappointed me and just completely forgotten about it.
I guess you just have to get out.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to justify that with a comment.
What?
I like that movie a lot, but and trust me, when I picked Tales from the Hood, it was my other choice because I wanted black horror on here because black horror does not get the shake it deserves a lot of times.
It's me next, isn't it?
Yep, that's you.
Zombies?
Last pick. Zambinos.
All zombies have been picked, right? So I can go through my list here calmly.
I mean, there's only one more pick after you. You can do whatever the hell you want.
So obviously Dawn of the Dead is up there. New Dawn of the Dead is up there. And then we got two more that are fantastic movies, but I just don't think they're worth picking. You got Wreck, the original Quarantine.
Yeah.
Fucking rabies. That shit's terrifying. That movie's fucking scary as shit. And we got Dead Snow, the original Nazi zombies. But we're gonna go a different direction. We're gonna go foreign. My favorite zombie of all time. My favorite zombie movie of all time. Train to Busan.
That's a really good one.
Yep.
Train to Busan solid.
That was second on my list.
It almost happened, Axel. It almost happened.
Dude,
I almost did steal it.
Frankly, if Train to Busan was taken, I would have gone The Horde, the French flick that copies Left 4 Dead. If you've never seen The Horde, that movie's fucking fucked. That movie's just fucked. At one point, there's a dude on top of a car with two machetes who just fucking hacks hands off.
Like you said, Get Out didn't get taken. Fucking
Quiet Place.
A Quiet Place. Look, Evil Dead is still on the board.
Respectfully, y'all are forgetting the number one movie that's not on the board. The one that I was hoping Ben would take in the first pick. The Thing hasn't been taken.
Fair. The Thing is, the Thing hasn't been taken either.
The Thing not being on the board is fucking asinine.
Look, man, I had to choose between The Exorcist and The Thing. I took The Exorcist.
It is a horrible turnout.
God,
when we went Exorcist, Alien, Halloween, I was like, okay, the next one is obviously The Thing. Dude, it's not even super scary, but the practical effects they use, the story they tell, the fucking feel of being completely alone and away from civilization, the movie is just phenomenal. Yeah, so pick 15, Train to Busan. My list is done. That means we have Karsten left at 16 for his final flick, which is Slashers.
All right. Can I? This is tough. This is tough.
You can use Scary Movie 4.
Do we? Fuck. Scary Movie 4.
Why
Fuck no.
4?
I don't know. I picked a number that sounded like it would be terrible in the chain.
It is terrible. 1 and 2 are the only watchable scary movies.
Even the second one is rough.
This is tough because I want to make a case for Evil Dead 2 as a slasher. It's how much do you consider Deadites zombies is the question. But to save us an hour and a half of discussing the merits of Evil Dead 2 as a slasher, there is one that I don't think we can leave off the board, and that is Jason Voorhees in Friday the 13th.
The original?
Specifically, no. Friday the 13th Part 2, because he's not the killer in the original. His mother. That is Pamela Voorhees in Friday the 13th 1. I really, really don't. I can't leave him off. Like, whereas Halloween started the genre, and Freddy put a new spin on it. Slashers are slashers without Jason.
Yeah.
The hockey mask. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put Part 3. You know what? Not Part 2, Part 3. And the reason being is you do not get the iconic Jason look until Part 3. Because in Part 2, he wears a bag over his head.
That's
and in
true.
Part 3, he picks up the hockey mask and he becomes Jason Voorhees. So, yeah, Friday the 13th, Part 3. Shout out to Tommy Jarvis as a kid. Also, fuck Tommy Jarvis in 5 because, god damn it, he was dead and you couldn't leave good enough alone. So, yep. It's a little Friday the 13th fact. Had Tommy Jarvis not gone to the graveyard with a metal pole to make sure Jason was dead, a whole lot more people wouldn't have died. So, good job, Tommy. Good job. All right, look, folks, we need to sign off.
Let's go through the list real fast, and then we'll sign off. All right, Ben, what do you have for your 4 movies and categories?
Well, I can't read.
Okay, you want me to go through it?
No, I can figure it out. For slasher, I went Nightmare on Elm Street. For classic, I went with Jaws. For zombies, we went Shaun of the Dead, and for Wildcard, we went with The Babadook.
KD, what did you bring to the table?
For classic, I went The Exorcist. For slasher, I went Friday the 13th. For zombies, I went Night of the Living Dead, and for Wildcard, I went Welcome to Hell, Motherfucker. Tales from the Hood.
Eric, what is your list?
For classic, I went with Halloween. For slasher, I was Jeepers Creepers. Zombie is Zombieland. And my wild card was Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Thankfully, that did get on the list, even though the thing didn't. Because it would have been a travesty of a list if Killer Clowns weren't on there.
So ridiculous that made the list and not the thing. Especially because you had Wildcard left and you could have picked the thing. And for me, I had Alien in classics. I had Scream in slashers. I had Trick or Treat in Wildcard. And I've rounded it up with Train to Busan for zombies. Certified bad takes. We did our best. And by best, I mean chaotic and emotional. We'll see you next week with a new fun draft.